Continuing on the notes, we're at example 3 now. It says, graph the quadratic function and find the x-intercept, solutions, factors, vertex, y values. Given x values, finally sketch the graph and find the axis of symmetry. Alright, I know that seems like a lot of information, but let's go through those steps and let's start by graphing this equation. So, go back to your y equals, and we're going to type in our new equation, which says x squared, so x squared minus 8x, oh sorry, I should delete the old one, x squared minus 8x plus 15. Okay, we have it. Now, remember, your second equation is still going to be y equals 0, so we can get that line in there. Okay, graph. Let's look at a graph. So we do see it crosses at 2 points. Now we need to find the x-intercepts. To find the x-intercepts, second, trace, you're going through your calculator, you're looking for an intersect. Move the arrow until it's really close to that first intersection. Boom, that's really close. Push enter for the second curve, push enter one more time. It says it has an intersection at 3, 0. So first intercept is at 3, 0. The other one, second, trace, go down to intersect. This time we got to move it to the right because we want that one on the right side. Okay, got really close, push enter. Second curve, push enter one more time. And it's at 5, 0. So, what are the solutions? It's just the x value there. So the solution is x equals 3 and x equals 5. Now, for the factors, you're going to have to think opposite. We think opposite because, remember, x lies. So our factor here is going to be x. Sorry, let me show you the steps for that. Let's take x equals 3, and we want this to say x either plus or minus something to be 0. So how do we get rid of that 3? We minus 3 to get that 0 here, minus 3 here. Those cancel and give me 0 on that side, but x minus 3, I can't combine them, so I get x minus 3 equals 0. So my factor here is x minus 3. We're going to do the same thing for 5. So we've got x equals 5. We need to subtract 5 to get that side equal to 0. We end up getting x minus 5 equals 0. So my other factor is x minus 5. So if you're going to remember that x lies and your solution was positive, it's still positive. Or sorry, it goes negative. But this strategy is going to be really helpful if you have fraction solutions. Alright? Now, your vertex. How do we find the vertex? Well, it's on the graph, and it's always going to be either the top or the bottom point. So look at your graph again. This one dips down, so it's the bottom point, right? We call that a minimum. So you're going to have to remember how to get a minimum. Second, trace. Go down to minimum is number 3. Push enter. Left bound, so we have to move this all the way to the left to where we pass our vertex. Boom. Right bound, we need to move it to the right until we're to the right side of our vertex. Push enter, and push enter one more time when it says guess. And it gives us a minimum of 3.99999 minus 1, which we know should estimate to positive 4, negative 1. Axis of symmetry always shares the x value of the vertex, so it's going to be at x equals 4. Now, these 2 points, remember how to get points from your table. You go back to your calculator, second graph. This pulls up your table. It says it wants it at 1, so at 1, the y value is 8. And then at positive 8, the y value is 15. Now it says finally sketch a graph and find the axis of symmetry. Well, the vertex is at 4, -1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1. And we just need 2 points, one to the left, one to the right. So how about we select 3 and 5? So on my table at 5, it's at 0, and at 3, it's at 0. So our points would be here and here. And there is the sketch of the graph. I'm going to stop the video here. There's one more for us to get through.